So, happy Black History Month. Let's start off by saying Black is not a race. And let's start off by saying you cannot be from two different continents. So, no, I'm not an African American. So, what I am about to say may offend some people, and that's okay. You know why? Because if offending people means getting back my heritage and my land and restoring my people, then quite honestly, I don't really care, because nobody cares about what we go through. They say, oh, that was 400 years ago. Get over it. It's a new day now. It's a new day now. Not even caring to understand how those laws they created were to deliberately steal our land. They went so far, y'all. They went so far. Like, it's insane. And yes, it pisses me off. And I'm going to be pissed off. I feel the rage of my ancestors flowing through my blood, baby. I can't help but be upset, And then what's even more insane is people will rather hear this information from people that don't even look like them. Y'all were taught everything you know about the slave trade in the oppressor's school. So then, once you're out of the school, which equals oppression, which is similar to a prison, once you're out of that school of indoctrination and you start to explore more about your heritage and who you are, you realize that you don't trace back to anywhere else. And you've always been here. You've always been in this region. This isn't about the whole landmass being connected. This isn't about that. That's so long ago that it's not even matter. I'm talking about within the last 400 years how our identity was stolen. And our land was stolen. And then they put us in sections in the city, which is just like another institution. They put you cramp you into these apartments, into these boxes, into these little cages. And everybody's going through the same thing, not making enough money, not knowing where to go, not knowing what to do. In actuality, because you're trying to live in a system that you never created. You're trying to live in a system that was created by criminals and terrorists who no longer wanted to be under the British rule and wanted to start their own thing. So they came to the land and they said, oh, okay, it's easy to manipulate these people. They're very kind. They're very nice people. We come here to their land, and this is written by early settlers in their journals. I'll post links for that. And they're saying how kind the natives were and how we showed them around and we fed them and we, give them this and give them that. And we learned their language fast and how smart we were in this and that. And after the savages stole our land, they then turned the narrative. First they said, oh, the natives are savages. They needed to be civilized and all these type of things. And then it went from that to, okay, you guys are from Africa. We saved you from slavery because your tribes from over there sold you to us and they were treating you bad and y'all was scratching your ass over there. And so then we brought y'all over here. 50 million of y'all on boats, on ships that they barely had the manpower to take care of if everybody chained down under. I don't know. It just don't make sense, y'all. And y'all be believing in stuff that don't make sense. You know what made sense to me? When my great-grandma told me she was Native American. And when my great-great-grandma, yes, I knew her too. So I've been blessed to see 6 generations already. My great-grandma, my great-great-grandma, my grandma, my mama, me, and then my children. That's 6 generations, okay? And then I can trace back to my great-great-great-great. She was still here too. So let's break down what a century is. A century is only 100 years. Okay? Most of us, before the slave diet that we call soul food, and most of us before the American diet of today, which is now junk food, trash, chain restaurants, what we consume today. We don't live as long as we used to. But guess what? We lived to be 100 years old. So that's a century. Right now we're in the 21st century. 100 years ago was the 20th century. I have a friend who grandpa is 95. So the man has almost lived a century. You understand that? So this man had to be born in the 1920s, right? So his grandfather was most likely almost lived for a century. So that means his grandfather was here in the 18th century. So his grandfather, who was here, would have been in maybe the 17th century, depending on how young they was when they were having their babies. The point is, y'all have to understand that this stuff has happened recently. On the census, they used to call us Indians, because when Christopher Columbus came here to the Caribbean, remember, he went to the Caribbean, which is still 90% black. They lying saying y'all from Africa, though. When you think of Jamaica, Trinidad, St. Thomas, Haiti, when you think of all these islands, there are even Puerto Ricans that are my complexion, that are brown, who weren't mixed with Spaniards, because there ain't no such thing as we all mixed in. No, we're not. I know exactly who my parents had babies with. No, we're not all mixed in. Let's stop that right there. And no, in 20, 40 years, we're not about to all be mixed, because guess what? Black love is still real and still prevalent. And when you say things like that, it's as if you're saying the race, our black race, needs to be decimated in a sense. When people say, oh, people mix with black and this and that. No, baby. Becky don't need to come to the barbecue. They don't. And guess what? Yes, my husband is mixed. And one thing about it, baby, my husband preached the same stuff I'm preaching, because he know one thing. He know I'm an indigenous queen to this land. He know I'm an earth child. He know I'm a sun child, a child of the sun, and a child of the cosmos, baby. He know I'm sprinkled with star seeds. He know all that. Okay? You need to know it. That's the point. Don't worry about the extra. The point is, you need to know it, and you need to reclaim your heritage so you can reclaim your land. This is so serious, y'all. This is so serious. We need to be getting... come on, succession to Congress. Let's get it. Let's get this paper ready. We don't want nothing to do with y'all. Here's our proof. We traced our heritage back to this land. Here's our proof. Give us our land and get out of it. That's how I feel, baby. Go back to the Caucasus Mountains. Y'all worrying about where everybody else going back to. Go back to the Caucasus Mountains. And it needs to be up to us, the natives of this land, who stays and who goes, baby. Not the U.S. government. That's how far I want it to go. Y'all want to laugh at Ice Cube and Kevin Gates and all these and Waka Flocka for knowing who they are? Look in the mirror and laugh at yourself for how foolish you are for believing that you came on a slave ship from Africa. Go do your research on your family. See where it takes you. Go look at that census. Guess what? They came into these lands. This is what they did. Explorers, settlers, criminals, terrorists, whatever you would like to call them. Y'all heroes up to date. Y'all celebrate 4th of July, because that's the day of their heroes. You know, y'all celebrate Christopher Columbus Day. Y'all celebrate Thanksgiving, the day of the American heroes, aka terrorists. But y'all celebrate it. My children don't celebrate none of that. And it ain't got nothing to do with nothing else but the fact that it's a lie. I don't like people lying to me, so I'm not going to lie to my children. And I know I'm missing out on a lot of points in this video, because it's really just to the point where it's so much information I have to share with y'all. And it's coming out. I'm going to try to do it daily or weekly, but it's coming out and it has to come out. And I think I have to start doing more videos, because a lot of our people don't like to read long posts. Y'all just don't. So I'm gonna have to start making videos for y'all, baby. I'm gonna have to start a YouTube or something, because there's so much information, y'all. We didn't want to listen to our grandmas and great-great-grandmas when they told us that. We used to tell them, oh, well, you didn't go to school. You didn't get an education. So you don't know no better, great-great-grandma. Even though you lived for 90, however many years. You don't know no better. So let me teach you. You're from Africa, Grandma. You're not from here. You're not from here. Well, Grandma, well, I've been here my whole life, baby. My grandma, we didn't grow up in Louisiana our whole life. This isn't it. But I'm supposed to listen to the white man that stole his land and gave our identity to another mixed race of a different mixed race of people that are not indigenous to this land. Chino Chinese people, we supposed to give it to them? No, I'm sorry. We want it back. So either y'all can help us get it back or stay out the way. Because it's about to get that serious.